So I have been doing Flutter meetups as well as talks with the different universities. I can see a couple of known faces over here, which I have been like seeing them after a long time. Uh, Coming to me, my name is Hasnen, and I work for Toshiba Softwares India as a software engineer. Uh, I am a blockchain enthusiast, experimenting few things as well as build a product NFT store in the blockchain, and which is in the beta and it's live right now. Also a video creator, sharing my knowledge, recording things, what I'm doing, experimenting, and then uploading on the YouTube. Uh, Currently, interacting with the startups and discussing ideas and converting them into the products. Flutter mentor, helping universities, students to learn Flutter and getting started with the Flutters. So have done more than 6 work with the different universities. Also speakers at different conferences and meetups. Coming to the today's topic, I'm going to share what I have done doing experimenting the blockchain things and building an NFT store. Here is the contents what we will be what I will be discussing and what will you will be receiving from my end. So first we'll have a short introduction about what is Web3. We'll talk about smart contracts. We'll talk about what are the basic steps to mint your first NFT. Of course, if we talk about NFT, we need to learn about ERC 721 standards. I will be also talking about the dev packages which is required to build NFT store in the Flutter. We'll be talking about Web3 client, Wallet Connect, and then we'll see a small app. If time permits, I'll connect my phone and show you live, or else I have the screenshot to share. Later on, I will be sharing the same GitHub repo so that you can, take a look on the source code as well. And then I will have closing notes, and at the end, I'll be taking the questions. Well, let's talk about what is Web3. Most of them right now using Web2, and that is, uh, being controlled by the people or one single organization. But that's not the case in the Web3. Web3 is, decentralized, and no one have a control over it. I would say the community have a control, so not a single organization is going to control the complete application which is built in Web3. It is since no one has a control, so everyone has rights to put their own views as well as building their own things. So it is more democratic. Uh, it's an anonymous single sign-on, because when you want to connect Web3 with your web application, it's obvious that you need to connect your wallet, right? So wallet is, you are having a single address, and that is anonymous. No one knows this address belongs to whom. Uh, Individual There is no individual ownership. I mean, there is an individual ownership and tokenization. So let's say if a person A comes in and wants to have their own tokenization, they can go ahead and they can launch their own tokens on the blockchain and different and yeah, it's a self-governing. So you don't need to follow some rules, or there is no rules and regulations. So it's a self-governing. You can take care of your own product, and you can do whatever you want with your product. Let's talk about NFT and how it works. Like, we need to understand what is minting, and what are the steps involved to mint your NFT. So let's first take a look the complete architecture of how smart contract works, and what are the things happening. So let's say we are the users, and we are having a devices. So what do we do is we interact with the smart contracts. I will talk about what is smart contract in the next slide. And then the smart contracts interact with the EVM wherever a bytecode or the code works, and then it stores the data and read the data from the different blocks available on the blockchains, right? So this is the simple architecture how exactly the blockchain or the Web3 works. So very first thing is, uh, what you need to do is, let's say this is my app, right? This is my minting form. So this app, what does it do is, we log in through our Instagram, right? And it converts your Instagram post to an NFT. So I'm picking this image from my own logged in account from the Instagram, and then I have a minting form. So very first thing what I need to do is I need to convert this information and need to put on the blockchain, right? because you need to have those things what you are putting into your screen needs to be there on the blockchain, so that every single person will see what is happening or what exactly NFT is having, right? So you can see I have a media URL, name, description, Insta users, and the price, and of course the metadata of the image, whatever. So what we need to do is we create a JSON file, we upload it to the IPFS so that every single person knows what content of this NFT is, right? Just having an image doesn't give more information, so we need to combine image as well as the metadata, or the what we would say is the information about the NFT. So every NFT holds an information in the JSON format. It goes to the IPFS, and IPFS returns us as a hash. So you can see the flow is like I convert my mint form to a JSON file. JSON files goes to the IPFS, and IPFS returns me one hash. So this hash, whenever you use this hash, you're going to get the contents of the file. Now, in this smart contract, this is my smart contract method called create NFT. In this smart contract, what it does is I need to use this token URI. Whatever the hash written from the IPFS will directly go to this set token URI. So now the set token URI is taking the ID of your NFT, the token ID, and combining your token URI. So this is the same hash what we received in the previous slide. So I am giving the IPFS complete domain, combining with an HTTP link, and then using my token ID with the token URI. So what does this do is like just combining your token ID with the URI. So whenever if someone query on blockchain that this is the token ID, it's going to return me the content of the NFT. So I'm just gonna give you a quick look on what exactly I'm talking. So let's say I'm going to query the token URI with an ID of 1. So I'm just providing a token ID over here, and I'm just going to query. So you can see I have a one link coming up, and if I open this, I'm going to have a content of the complete NFT. So this was the NFT which was minted just few hours back, and it holds the URL of Instagram image right over here, and the name and the Insta who has minted, right, and the price of the NFT. This is pretty much about token URI. So you might be knowing how you're going to combine your token ID and your token URI. Now, let's take a look what's happening with our smart contract. So when we write a backend, we might be using Python or Node or whatever. So when it comes to a blockchain backend, we will be using smart contracts, which runs on the Ethereum blockchain. There are multiple blockchains. This smart contract is running right now on the Ring-B testnet. So this smart contract shows me a piece of code which is inheriting the ERC 721 storage. I will talk about what is ERC 721 in the next slide. So I have a contract called MyNFT, right? And I am using discounters to get a increment of an ID every single time when I mint the NFT. It has a constructor which is going to hold the name and the symbol of my NFT. So the name is Insta NFT, and the symbol is INFT. So just to make sure on the blockchain, so this is the Ring-B blockchain. So if I go to uh, the transaction which was minted, which was created very first time when the contract was deployed, and this is the contract. So you can see the token tracker shows me the same inputs which I provided over here. So it's Insta NFT, and INFT is the symbol name. So this is how we create or create our first NFT token. So you can see the event over here, NFT minted, right? Now, whenever the NFT is created, this event is going to mint. Whenever, this event is going to get emitted. Now, every front end which is connected to the blockchain is going to take a look on this particular event. So whenever the transaction is done, this event triggered, and we get to know, okay, our transaction is confirmed, and this is the outputs coming from our smart contract. So you can see it's a simple 5 to 6 line of code which takes the new ID and then mint the NFT. The player is nothing but the person who is minting the NFT, and then we are setting the token URI. So the new ID will be linked with our token URI, and then we increment the token, and then we emit the token, and we emit the event, returning the new ID. And then we return the new ID so that our front end can know what is the latest ID what we are getting from the smart contract. So this was the smart contract. It is pretty simple, just 5 to 6 line of code. And if you deploy that smart contract, and you are on the blockchain having your own NFT token live. Right now, we need to understand about ERC 721 standards. So any smart contract which is having which who wants to prove that this smart contract is an NFT, and NFT smart contract which is capable of minting an NFT, then those smart contracts needs to follow all these functions. If one function is missing, that smart contract is not qualified to be an ERC 721 NFT smart contract. So these are the functions or the standards we need to follow if we want to have our smart contract to be called as a ERC 721 minting NFT contract. Now that was all about blockchain. Now let's focus on towards the Flutter side. How can we interact with blockchain using Flutter application? So these are the three main packages which you need to use to interact with the blockchain. These are the basics, I would say. Now, the other could be added depending on the requirements. The one is the URL launcher. We know it opens app as well as browsers. The other one is the Wallet Connect Dart. What this package is having a capabilities, every mobile is going to have a wallet, maybe a MetaMask or a Trust Wallet. So whenever we want to interact with the blockchain or with the smart contract, we need a wallet, and our wallet will be signing a message and then connecting with the sending the transaction to the blockchain. So Wallet Connect works as a connection between our blockchain. Our Flutter app will be connected with the different wallets. So Wallet Connect supports multiple apps. We can use any of them. And Web3 Dart is used to establish the connection with the Ethereum nodes running over the different servers. So we need to use infra API, and then we need to use that RPC URL. I will be showing what is RPC URL, so that you can directly connect your Web3 as a client with the blockchain node. Coming to the Web3 client, so you can see I am using Web3 client and passing two parameters over here. So I have a factory method which is called as Ethereum transaction tester, and the Web3 client is coming from the Web3 Dart library. The first parameter, which is just a kind of URL. So this URL is being used as an RPC URL. It's like when we use a REST API call, we create our own routes. In the same way, this is a specific route which will help us to connect with the Ethereum blockchain node. And then I'm passing the client object. The client is nothing but we are saying Web3 client that this client is coming from our HTTP package, so that whenever we establish the connection, it acts as a client and the Ethereum node. The other is the Wallet Connect peer meta. So now let's say if you want to connect your wallet, I'm using Wallet Connect class. So what happened is I need to use this bridge, right? So this bridge is smart enough to understand that where exactly things are connected. So what happens is whenever if I can show the logs in my app. Sorry, I don't have a logs over here, but yeah, what happens is when you initialize your connectors, what it going to do is it is going to return one or I would say it is going to establish a WebSocket connection. So WebSocket connection is going to established between between these bridge, right? And any action happens, the event occurs, and that can be monitored anywhere where you are connected. So this wallet connect help us to connect with the applications or the wallets which are capable to establish connection with the wallet connect. So these are the basic parameters you need to pass. So I would more talk about the client meta. So client meta is nothing but it's all about your application, what exactly it is. So you can have your own domain over here, you can have your own application name over here, and you can have your own application icon over here. So as soon as you trigger this, what it will do is it is going to open um, a MetaMask wallet or the wallet which you're trying to open. But let's see what could be the other thing you need to do. So you have a wallet connector object in your hand which holds all the information that, okay, this is my client information and this is what I'm going to have as a connector. Now what you do is you need to use the connector and then you need to call a create session method. This will directly open your app to which asks to connect your wallet with our Flutter app. So you can see over here I'm passing chain ID. Chain ID is nothing but the Ring-B test network. So this holds every network has their own ID. So I'm passing chain ID over here, and I'm having an on display URI callback. What it does is, as I mentioned in the previous slide, this is going to return me a kind of one URL. So I'm going to use that URL over here, and I'm going to launch the application, whether it could be a Trust wallet or whether it could be a MetaMask wallet. As soon as launch URL string encountered or compiled, it going to open the MetaMask in your wallet, in your mobile app, and it is going to ask you whether you want to connect your wallet with your application or not. So as soon as you say yes, connect, you are successfully connected with the Flutter app. So your Flutter app is now capable of interacting with the blockchain. Now let's put everything together. So over here you can see I have a factory method which is Ethereum transaction tester. So first what I will do is I'll get the Ethereum, where that is nothing but the making RPC call to the blockchain node and having an Ethereum blockchain node into my Flutter code. And then I'm going to have a connector which is nothing but again saying your wallet connect that I am the client and these are the information, your application name, your description, your URL, your icon, and then I'm going to have a provider. Now, why we need provider is because when we connect our wallet, as a Flutter developer, you don't know what is the private key, right? So whenever you're going to send your transaction to the blockchain, you need to always assign a transaction using a private key. So we are just accessing the public key, and provider is capable enough, or the Ethereum wallet connect provider is capable enough to get the public key, get the private key and sign your transaction. So this complete method returns me three things: the connector, Ethereum, and provider. Now using these three things, I can connect to the blockchain and I can perform the transactions together. Now I have already gone through the code in the previous slide, but again over here, just to have a more focused on the, so I have a function called create NFT, which is going to return me U into 56, but nothing but an integer. So this is a smart contract code. This is not a Dart code. This is a smart contract code. Sorry, I forgot to mention. So what it does is it increments first, it get the current token ID, then mint the token ID and the address, the wallet which we connected in the previous slide. So player will be having the connected address with the wallet. Then we combine using a set token URI will be having that new ID and token URI. And then we increment, and then again we we emit the event so that we can get to know what's happening with our transaction. Right, this is a pretty simple code from the smart contract. Now, what we have to do is we need to make. Okay, something is weird. I'm not sure. The code is not getting highlighted. Okay, so now what we need to do is we really need to tell our Flutter app that the blockchain function is going to look like this. So we need to tell our Flutter app that the blockchain function is going to have a signature of something like this, because see, our blockchain application doesn't know what exactly the function looks like. right? So whenever the blockchain code compiles, it returns an ABI, right? That's a smart contract ABI. It has a JSON format which tells us what is going to be an input and what is going to be output, what type of function it is, the function name. I'm not sure. I have highlighted the code, but okay, this is a pretty big ABI. But I could have shared you the. Okay, I guess here it is. No, I'm not sure. So smart contract ABI is nothing but the signature of a function which is on the blockchain, so that our application can understand, okay, this type of function it is. Now let's see how we are going to use that signature into our Flutter app. So as I mentioned, I have an ABI right now. So let's say this ABI is so big, right? The ABI is quite big. I'm not, oh, okay, I have, okay, here it is. Okay, I got it. So you can see the inputs are two things. The first one is the address, which is name as in player, and the second one is as token URI. And the name of the function is create NFT, which is going to give me an output of U into 56, which I previously mentioned. So here is the complete input token URI, right? So now using this JSON format, I will be able to tell my Flutter app that these are the inputs and these are the output and this is the name of my function. Now I will be using see, you can see the smart contract the smart contract ABI is quite big, right? We cannot always go ahead and write the same template again and again. So the Web3 the package what we used previously is capable enough to, using build runner, we are capable enough to generate the piece of code which we don't have to write again and again. So what I'm doing over here is I'm just using the build runner and using my contract.abi.json as an input over here. So I'm going to run a command called flutter pub run. So it is going to detect the files which are ending with .abi.json, and it is going to create one Dart method or a Dart file, sorry, which is going to named as whatever we have named for the JSON file, right? So now the generated code looks something like this. So you can see we have a function name. So this function name, the build runner picks the name from here, right? And even the parameters are being picked from the same thing. So you can see the player and string URI, and the return methods also picked from the same part. So this is the piece of code which is being generated by the build runner. So we input the ABI and we get the complete template, so that we don't have to we don't have to write for each and every functions, right? So this was the generation of code to interact with our blockchain. So now the blockchain code is right over here, right? And the same code has been in our Flutter as well. So now create NFT will be our Flutter app will be able to call create NFT function on the chain easily, because now we know what should be the input, what should be the output, and what it should do. So moving forward, this is our Flutter app minting NFT function. So we have a contract. Contract is not the file generated from our build runner, right? So what I do is I give a deployed address. So basically the deployed address is nothing but this address. So I put this as an input as an address, and our Ethereum, which we used as a URL node connection with the node, and then the client. So Ethereum, this is going to interact as an work as a client. So the contract takes two things. The first one is the deployed address and the client. Now we need a credentials. I said that, right? We need a provider because we need a credentials. Credential is nothing but getting the private key. Without private key, we cannot sign the transactions. So now we need to sign our transaction and send it to the Flutter to the blockchain from the Flutter app. So I will get the credentials. As soon as I get the credentials, what I will do, I will ask my URL launcher to open a decentralized app which is installed on my mobile phone, whether it is going to be a MetaMask or a Truffle. Not Truffle, or a Trust wallet. So this is going to open a decentralized app browser, and what it's going to do is, okay, well, this over here I will explain why we need why I have mentioned google.com. Now this function, right, the create NFT accepts two things. The first one is the address, and the third thing is our token URI. So and the third thing, credential, is because in the previous over here, we can see it is asking for credentials because we need to sign our transaction whenever we call the write function. Write function is nothing but sending a transaction to the blockchain. Whenever we need to call a write function, it takes the credentials. Credential is nothing but the private key, our transaction, and the what type of function it is, and the params. So we have two params. We have a function called create NFT, and we have a credentials. Now, as soon as the create NFT get triggers, it is going to call or open MetaMask. So you can see as soon as I click mint NFT, it is going to open a MetaMask. So you can see at the bottom there is some Google search engine open. Now there was an issue with opening with the MetaMask in the app's iOS device. It doesn't open the MetaMask directly; it opens the App Store. So I just came over across the active thread on the MetaMask GitHub repository, and for now the hack is like that: you need to open a browser to open a MetaMask wallet directly. So you can see I have a form which opens or which asks to sign a transaction, create a transaction, confirm it, and send it to the browser, to the blockchain. So you can see I have provided the information, and it is going to open a MetaMask wallet. As soon as I confirm, it is going to say me that your transaction is pending until and unless I get a confirmation. Now, how do you recognize whether your transaction is confirmed or not? So over here you can see I have a confirmed transaction from the blockchain, and it is going to return me a token ID. So now moving forward, how do we make sure that our transaction is going to get confirmed or not? So yeah, over here we have as I mentioned, we have an event in the smart contract, right? So this is the smart contract. What I do is I just create a stream subscription with the smart contract, and I just give the event over here. You can see the NFT mint event. So this complete function is coming from the same build runner code, right? So in the ABI, everything is there, right? Over here you can see this is this build runner code which was generated, and it is going to search for this event. As soon as these events get emitted, I'm going to get the return parameter from the smart contract. I get the event dot new item ID. This give me a new token ID, and then I just cancel the subscription. Now I can do whatever I want over here once if this stream subscription is giving me a listen event, right? So on the callback of listen, I have all control over what I can do. Okay, so this was all about minting your first NFT and converting your building an NFT store into a Flutter. Now this was just about minting, but the NFTs are being the NFTs are just not just for minting. It is moreover on buying and having transaction on it. But uh, we need to be more secured when you're going to write buying transactions on the NFT, right? We cannot store personal information into our NFT smart contract. We cannot, use. We have to always use a signature-based authentication, as well as in the Flutter DApps. So this was all about closing notes, that we need to always have a secured smart contract to do a transaction or a settlement transactions with the smart contract. Yeah, I'm open up to take questions. While I take questions, I'm going to have a short live minting which I have built, which converts the Instagram post to. So I'll be just showcasing builds. If you have any questions related to blockchain, or any questions related to a decentralized app, I am open up to share my insights as well as. So do we have any questions? Okay, so let's wait for our application to build. I guess I am running out of time. If just 2 minutes more, I guess. Yeah, it's installing. Come on.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
That's a nice presentation. I would like to know, like, do you guys use any Node.js scripts for installing this blockchain stuff?
See, it depends. If you are writing your, backend in a node, then you, of course, you need to have an npm package to interact with the blockchain. But right now, okay, just 2 seconds. I'll continue. I'll just showcase the app. So you can see I am just trying to log in into my Instagram using our Flutter app. I'll just give allow, and I have a minting form available now. Since I have an access token from the Instagram, I'll be able to get the post from the Instagram. I have the two posts available. Uh, Before I fill my form, I'm going to connect. So this is going to open a MetaMask. It's visible, right? Yeah. So now you can see it is asking me to connect my wallet. I'll say yes, connect my wallet, and I'll be back to my app. Now you can see I can mint the NFT. Before it was connect wallet. Now I have an Ethereum node connected to the wallet. So now I can mint my NFT. So I'll just say minting from stage. This is test minting, and I'll just give some price. Let's say 0.99 ETH. Right now I will mint my NFT. So you can see the transaction is a pending state. I need to sign a transaction over here. Come on. Yeah. Now I need to sign my transaction over here. This will ask me that I'm going to pay this much gas fee, and this is what it is going to cost for now. I'm going to say confirm. As soon as the transaction is being sent, the transaction is in still pending. As soon as the event gets emitted on the blockchain, once the transaction is done, so you can see the transaction was done, and I'm able to get the token ID. Now I can clearly check the transaction, complete transaction over here. So the transaction is still indexing. I would like to get more focused over here. So done. So now you can see I have a token ID of 2, and if I will go to my contract, and if I will read my contract, I'll query, I want a token URI or the information which was being, I will pass to, got the URL. I will use this URL and I will open it. So you can see the same information what we passed is been attached with our NFT. So this is the media URL, the same image which was being used right over here, right? And all the same information which was being used uh, in the NFT form. So right, this is how we mint our NFT. Now this is not a limit. This is just a limited part. We can have more transactions over the NFT. Right. So coming to your questions, it depends on what what client you are using. If you're using backend as a node, then of course you need to have a npm package to connect with your blockchain nodes. So yeah, that's all from my side, and I'm going to make this code open source on the GitHub so that you can get it. I will be, maybe the plan is like sharing the link on the YouTube video, commenting on the YouTube video, or I'll be sharing the link with the admin. Yeah, thank you, and sure.